Yeah, and so tell me then, though, what does this tell you then about, when the two issues of migrants and everything that goes along with that, crime and everything else, in the suburbs, these key suburbs, does that then will those issues wind up trumping, so to speak, abortion as an issue for those, particularly that female demographic in those key suburban areas that Democrats really see as their own heartland?
Yeah, and there's two good examples for this. So if you look in Virginia, their recent election performance in November was actually closer to their 2020 performance rather than their 2022. And so that is because a lot of suburban voters don't necessarily see abortion as a top issue. And New York 3, which is where George Santos was, they just had a special election in February. And what's interesting is that, yes, Tom Suozzi is a Democrat. He won that. This is a blue state. Of course, you expect that. But he distanced himself from Joe Biden, right? He didn't want to be tied to Joe Biden's track record on immigration, economy, and crime. And so our voters are more willing to vote for a Republican or Democrat who can focus on the issues and don't take the same messaging strategy that Joe Biden has. So I think on a national stage, Joe Biden's message himself is not going to be an appeal to voters, whereas Democrats at a state level, at a local level, may be able to distance themselves on those positions and win over voters.
So then what I'm sort of hearing from you then is that a lot of the issues around this whole sort of idea that, Republicans and Donald Trump are going to take away women's reproductive rights, an awful lot of that is that just being confected then by the media, which is trying to gee up an issue that they can use to bash Republicans? Is this a media confection, a lot of this?
Yeah, and actually, the real person to blame here, or people to blame, is the Republicans. And the reason I say that is, look, Democrats are a lot of things, but one thing I can say is that as a party, not the voters, but as a party, their platform is united. Republicans have not been able to replicate that when it comes to abortion. You have people who say 6 weeks, people who say 15, people who say 12. There is no national cohesive message, and that's damaging to Republicans because if they're not defining their message, Democrats and the media are, and that's what they've been doing. So that's why they're able to so successfully say Republicans are coming after your rights. They're going to take away birth control because Republicans have no forceful unity to go out there and tell them their own message on abortion, which is why they have to kind of get together, I think, at least before July and let Americans know this is our national policy as a party on abortion, and that's how we're going to go moving forward.